So we've talked before how far Siri and Apple is behind in the AI world. So today we're diving into what could finally make Siri smart. Apple has just struck a massive $1 billion per year deal with its biggest rival, Google, to completely overhaul its voice assistant. This is a huge shift in strategy and could permanently change how you use your iPhone. Apple is paying Google's $1 billion annually to use its advanced Gemini AI to power Siri's most complex functions. This is a massive deal because it's Apple publicly admitting its own AI has fallen behind. It means Siri is about to get a revolutionary upgrade in intelligence, finally catching up to the competition and handling multi-step complex tasks. What do you think about this, John?
I am happy about this. This just goes to prove that Apple is no longer an innovative company, and they haven't been for ages. If you look at their phones, like their Apple, like nothing is innovative that comes out of there. And this just goes to show that they cannot innovate anymore. And I'm happy about that because hopefully this changes things with them and they become innovative again. But yeah, so the thing with this is Google's custom Gemini model. It has 1.2 trillion parameters, and you compare that to Apple's current model, and that has 150 billion parameters. So think of parameters as like the brain cells of AI. So more parameters generally means smarter responses. So this is like upgrading from a bicycle to a Ferrari. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm excited about this. I'm glad that Siri is finally getting an upgrade. I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised that they went with Google Gemini over Anthropic or OpenAI. But are you surprised by their move as far as selecting Gemini for this, Craig?
I'm surprised, but I assume, and I could be wrong, that they had a number of conversations with different competitors for different reasons. I assume they looked at the buy option for some of these and just thought it wasn't going to happen. Even though some of them are only valued at $4 billion, which seems like a deal based on their $1 billion a year situation here. But I guess the $1 billion a year situation includes power that Google's supplying all the GPU, CPU, data center power to power all of this.
Yeah. Again, Apple could have easily bought one of these, but maybe they just didn't want to sell. I honestly thought that they were going to go with something like Perplexity because I think that aligns more with them.
I figured the price was just too high. Whoever was just like, yeah, we're not doing it unless it's, $100 billion.
Yeah. So it's funny though. So this is just to put this into perspective. That $1 billion annual payment, guess how much it represents of Apple's revenue? 0.26%. Not even a percent of the revenue. But it represents 1.1% of Google's, which creates an asymmetric strategy value. So for Google, the deal provides validation for its enterprise AI strategy. It also creates a substantial new revenue stream, and it has minimal marginal cost, right? So for Apple, it's insignificant compared to iPhone revenue, which is at risk because of the inferior AI experiences. So Siri's poor performance could theoretically cost Apple billions in reduced device sales and ecosystem stickiness. So they're smart to do this. They should have done this sooner. But yeah, this is a smart move for Apple for sure, finally.
And I'd like to clarify, Apple's private cloud compute infrastructure will run the entire system. This setup ensures user data stays completely separate from Google's own system. So I misspoke. Apple's going to run the software on their own hardware in their own data centers, so they have total control over the data, and it doesn't go to the third party Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like, Apple seems their teams are developing a 1 trillion parameter model internally. So I guess they're still trying to work on this. And maybe that's why the rent versus buy solution. Hey, boss, we're only 5 years away or 3 years away, and somebody decided to do this. I'll believe it when I see it. They just seem so far behind. And every time I've used Apple AI on like my Mac, it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
And even though most times it's ChatGPT or whatever, like the images it creates is bad. There's like, it's just not good for anything. Other people might give me crap for that because they'll use it for this or that. But I try it and I'm like, yeah, forget it. I'm back to my Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT or what have you. So, and I think that's part of the problem, that Apple realizes that the number one apps on their phone are other people's AI apps and no one's using their AI. So they really need to change the game. If AI is the future, then they are way behind.
Yeah. And you know what, though, even as of right now, do you think, would it be accurate to say that Google is behind Anthropic and OpenAI, or do you think that Gemini is on par or ahead?
I like today,
because I don't know. I don't know what that answer is. I would say that they're behind, but I don't use Gemini, so I wouldn't know.
Today, I'm just saying that OpenAI just released 5.1.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is. Gemini is faster. I use Gemini. I like it better for some things. Like I use it more when I'm preparing for the podcast now than I do for ChatGPT, just because I like the output.
Yeah.
So I would think that it has come out quite along from the embarrassing start it had. It still has issues. It's still heavily biased in lots of areas.
Yeah.
But that's why we have. I can't remember. I complained to you about it a fair bit. It won't even do this.
Yeah.
It won't even do that. Like, really? And I just jumped to another AI and it does it no problem. But it is so much better. Like they've cut their image generation is so much faster. The responses are so much faster. OpenAI is slow. Like it might be say everything else around what you want, but it's slow. If you're using it through the API, slow. It's one of the slowest, even interacting with it. It's one of the slowest out there. So it may get you good results, but sometimes I'm getting more and more impatient. I can generate 5, 6 good-looking images in Google Gemini before OpenAI is done producing one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so what do you do in that situation? So besides that, besides the performance, I like OpenAI results in some things and like Gemini results in. I think they are leapfrogging each other now, and Google has really come a long way and has taken a lot of the stuff out that was causing some problems before. So like the stuff they pulled from Reddit, they're starting to find. I've noticed when I posted stuff about Google or Google AI on the internet, like, what the heck is this? They have responded and they have said, hey, can you send me this and send me that? Because they want to know why this is happening. Because it's, like when I posted that welcome to the jungle.
Okay.
In the middle of it's doing a list for me and it just decided to print out welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games or something like that in the middle of it, a report it was doing.
Crazy.
And I'm like, what the heck is this? So there's nothing, there was no, anyway, there's some stuff it randomly does, but I don't know if that's any worse or better than ChatGPT. Yeah. So I use Gemini a fair bit. I mean, AI Studio, Google, everyone should be using it while it's still free. It's pretty good until it's not when you're building apps and whatever, but that's most vibe coding platforms. Everything's great until it decides to take a left turn and then things go to crap. When it decides, hey, I'm going to change React models in the middle of your thing, and all of a sudden you're getting errors like nobody's business or whatever it decides to do. But back to this, like, I think it's going to take, this is what it's going to take for Apple or for people to take AI serious on Apple products.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is what it's going to take. How long it's going to take them to come back out with their own 1 trillion plus platform that they're trying to build. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're using the Gemini Ultra model, and I'm not quite sure what model that is, so I'd have to do a little more digging because there's an ultra image model, but I don't see an ultra model period like when I'm using Gemini.
Okay.
So that might be something I don't have access to, or that might be a new back end thing.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. So is Apple swallowing its pride to give us a smarter Siri, all while planning to rip out and replace its rivals tech in just a year? We'll be watching this one very closely coming the spring of 2026 to see if they can pull it off. What do you think? Is this a brilliant move or a desperate one? Let us know your thoughts. Is this going to make AI on Apple products actually usable or not? What do you got going on, John?
Yeah. Just gearing up. Is this coming out in December?
Yeah, December might even be January now, actually.
Okay, gearing up for the holidays or gearing down from the holidays. So planning out my next few months and, ramping up for shred season. How about you, Craig?
Well, we're wrapping up 2025 and planning 2026. So this is probably too late for the Start Investor Drinks and Flowgrammer events in December, but take a look for them in January. There's always stuff going on. Check out torontostarts.com for our startup and business related events and resources, and check out flowgrammer.ca for our business and AI automation information if you're looking for that. And if you're a builder in Toronto and you want to join the Flowgrammer Builders Club, head over to flowgrammers.ca. That website is live now. Go check it out. Join us at our live events. We do online stuff. We do live office hours every week. Go over there and sign up. There's downloaded workflows and tools you can test and play with. So check all that stuff out. But John, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where do they go?
Yeah, come find me on LinkedIn. I've got a link. You can book some time with me or send me a message so that we can have a conversation first. But find me on LinkedIn, John Irwin, no H. But if you need help with your business overall with your startup, how do they get in touch with you, Craig?
Head over to startupcoach.ca or torontostarts.com and just book a call with me and get a discovery call, find out what's going on and get you motivated. If you're not interested in that, come out to one of our events, talk to other founders and whatnot, and just talk to people. It really is knowing that you're not alone can motivate you a lot. But other than that, give us a call or book a meeting over at torontostarts.com. And thanks everyone for listening or watching, and hope to talk to you again soon.